guys, it's me, Ruowen Huang. Before I begin, let me first introduce myself. My name is Ruowen Huang. I'm an author, spirit coach, and also a psychic. This morning, I realized I'm testing which of my language is better, English or Chinese. But then, maybe just too early, so both are bad. So bear with me if I make some mistake. In this very particular episode, I want to talk about what are we praying to our ancestor for. I don't know if that behavior is common in Western world, but it's very common in Asian world. But odd enough, I actually saw people praying, but they don't put it at home. They go to the cemetery or things like that, praying for their, mostly not really praying. I say Western world people will miss their ancestor or miss their grandparents or deceased ancestor just because they miss them. But in Asia world, it's completely different story. People pray for agenda in mind. They have some thought in mind. So very often you see people will have something at home that symbolize their ancestor. Therefore, they pray for them at home. They would pray to them like they would pray to God. So usually somewhere around home, if this particular family have a habit of praying, you will most likely see they will have some corner at home praying for their ancestor. So for people who were brought up from Asia, you probably know why. But if you happen to be generation in the Western world, and then you often see your parents praying to their ancestor, could be some grandpa, grandma you never met, or even deceased ancestor that even your parents never met, then you will get a lot of questions in your head. What the heck are they praying to? Honestly, this is not a question only for you, second generation or third generation. This is a common question even for Asian people. Yes, we understand, but why? Does it really work? Asian pray for their ancestor, usually hope for better life, prosperity. Now they become ghosts or spirits, hoping they will be able to bring upon some prosperity to this family line. Sometimes it could be children. They want more children, grandchildren. Sometimes it could be they want some luck, they want some fame, they want etc. So this is what I'm saying. Like most of Asian, they praying to their ancestor in hope to get something back, hoping because now I'm your grandkids, you should look out for me, you should look after me, you should bring me something to make my life easier. That's usually what they have in mind. So when we're praying to that, many of you will wonder, but does that work? Does that really work? Like really, why are we praying? Like why are we doing this? Need to understand a family line, this line usually will get impacted. It's like, have you ever heard your parents say, we Huang family always do blah 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 blah, or we are the family who always got a lot of luck, we are the family who always got bad luck, we are the family who always encounter this. If you ever heard your parents saying so, that is a thought. That thought is a line that kind of bonded all people together through generation. So that thought is usually being, deposited or given energy or contribute energy to that bonded this family as a straight line. So does that have anything to do with your ancestor? I would say when your ancestor first die, maybe there is 3 months of time. 3 months. Usually it's not that long, but I'm going to give you 3 months. Your ancestor would try to interfere or try to change it. But there's only so much they can do. Why so? Understand? And this stage, they are still ghosts. They are ghosts. The reason they try to alter you, they try to change everything is because they were taught so and so before they die. So They believe they have ability to alter it. Only when they try to alter it, they probably come to the same conclusion as me. There's very little things that they can do about it to alter it. So eventually they had to let it go. Eventually they had to move on. Once they move on, the ancestor itself's influence to this family is not much, really. What really impacting the family is that thought that you always heard people talk about. We so-and-so family always do this. I always like this. We always like this. I'm always unlucky one. Remember your grandma? I'm like your grandma. Or like your dad. I'm always like your grandpa. We are always like that. We Huang family always like that. The human thought is very real force that actually can impact you. That strong bond that you believe we are the unlucky one. We are so and so. Like your parent, I should say, your grandparents successfully convince your parents, and your parents successfully convince you, and then you most likely will be successfully convincing your children. That thought, that mindset is exactly what really impacts you. So when we are praying to that ancestor, yes, even though we have agenda in mind saying, oh, please make sure we are safe, please make sure we are lucky, please make sure we got a lot of money, mind you, in your heart, you don't feel so. You don't feel that way. That's why you have a need to pray for that thing. And therefore, in the reality, when you are dealing with your life, you feel like, oh, I'm still the unlucky one. Why so? Because that human thought never change. That belief, like not just you, but your whole family, your grandparents, your grandparents' sibling, they all believe so. Therefore, that strong belief that's being contribute everyday human thought. And by praying day in and day out is exactly what impacting you. So due to those two different things, a lot of people would believe, oh, I believe that's from our ancestor, okay? Our ancestor, that's how they influence our life, and then that's why I'm the way I am. No matter what your belief is good or bad, if you're good, great, keep going, keep praying. Keep do whatever you're doing because you enjoy the luck of it. But many of us don't have that privilege. Many of us is actually feel unlucky, unwealthy, need to be looked after, and so and so. If you're going through that kind of praying, I would suggest you maybe try to change your mindset a little bit, understand how the mechanism work, and then you will know how to exercise it in a way that it will go from the bad family luck into a good family luck. It can always start from you. It might take some time, honestly. If you want a time frame, if you want a time frame to actually change it and want to know how long it will change it, based on the family history, if your family have strong belief of that, it might take 6 to 8 years to alter it. If your family don't believe that at all, no one talk about it, no one ever say we have a curse in our family or we have so and so, you may be able to take about 3 years to totally clear out the whole energy. So anyway, this particular episode just for your reference. So for many of you who got no idea why are we praying to our ancestor, what it is that we need, can we get something from our ancestor? The reality is the core belief is there. Whether you talk about it or not talk about it, usually you can ask around, you got an idea of it. So that's a core belief that you are praying to. Is he really your ancestor? The reality is not so. While they were ghosts, they would try to change or alter what they believe is not right and fix to the way what they think is right. But once they evolve to the white light, they will start to understand there's only so little thing that they can do. They might give you a message, they may come to your dream and tell you, suggest you can do it. But at the end of the day, there's very little things that they can do. It's only depending on you. What are you going to do about it? How are you going to change it? That's really gonna make the difference. Okay, so hope that answered your question. If not, there's always next time. Right. So if you like what I'm doing, you can always join me live on Facebook, or go to subscribe my YouTube channel or my website ruowen.com. You can also join me on Patreon from now on. So see you next time. Bye now.